Pay attention, everyone. That moment in crypto where you either pay attention or later feel bad about not doing so. Ripple just signed a deal with BlackRock and Venn, two of the world's largest asset managers. The best part is now here. Behind the scenes, word of a brand new relationship has already spread. The headlines are what most people will see, then they'll scroll past it and move on. That is wrong. Because this is bigger than ETFs if you really understand what it all means and make the connections between Ripple, tokenized funds, and the companies that run global finance. This is more important than test projects. This is what's being made right now to change the way large amounts of money move. And I'm telling you right now that the XRP record is more than just a thought. It's the main thing. Ripple made it happen. That's why XRP isn't just sitting there. It's in the engine room. Hold on tight, because I'm about to break this down in a way that no one else has. We'll talk about the deal that was made, the specifics of the leak, the wild card, and even the math that shows how much XRP could really be worth. You'll understand why this is more than just bullish by the end of this report. This is the paradigm shift, people. Thanks for coming back to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. If you're new, please click the subscribe button. If you're coming back for more of that good information, hey, take 2 seconds out of your watching time to give that thumbs up. YouTube will show this movie more often if more people give it a thumbs up. What do you know? The best free way to help the channel is to click the thumbs up button. Let's get right into a Bitcoin now, please. 112,813. At the moment, it's 9%. Ethereum is worth $4,171. It's lost 0.5%. XRP is still moving up and down at number 4. It wants to go back to the third number. It's 27% more. Not too bad. It costs $287. How come the total value of all cryptocurrencies is stuck in the mud? 3.85 trillion to about 4.1 trillion. That area won't move. We can't get through. But what do you know? It is going to be a beautiful sight when it finally breaks through. Hey everyone, if you're watching this, you don't have a clear plan for this bull run. You're behind schedule already. The whales have a plan. The groups in charge have a plan. Do you have a plan? That's the reason these calls are open. I'm going to sit down with you. Your resume will be ripped apart by us. We're going to put it back together. Do not worry. We'll make you a personalized game plan based on the methods I use on Steam. Exact entrances and exits. We're going to talk about the stakes plays. No assumptions, just the facts. Now here's the deal. Every month, only a few spots come up. They're gone for good. They are quickly getting full. Click on the link below. Now please check up on Charles Gasparino. Do we understand where he is? Is he okay? Do you remember this video? He is sitting down with Larry Fink. I have a question for you. Are you going to do another ETF? What about an XRP ETF? I know you have Ether somewhere. What about XRP? Could you answer that? You don't want me to, so I can't. Sure, I'm afraid I can't. Okay, they're making fun of me. Thanks, Charlie. You're always a good sport. You'll never forget that Gasparino is always making fun of the community. Ripple and BlackRock will never work together. They will never use XRP. As you can see, things have changed. Now, us real holders can see right through this guy's face and know that he's holding something deep down inside, right? As he worked with Ripple, Charlie Boy asked him this. He wasn't allowed to say anything because he had an NDA. Now here's the deal. If someone this important has something to hide, they will always say, "We cannot talk about it." That's the word you need. But if they go outside, they say, "No, no, no. We're not going to work with that Ripple. XRP is not something we work with." They'll tell you, but sometimes they won't because they say they can't talk about it. You don't believe me? If someone has ever said they couldn't say something, it turned out that they couldn't because they were working with that person at the time. The big story is now here. That thing everyone talked about yesterday, right? There's no longer any news about this. Yesterday was today. Now let's talk about today. But let's quickly go through. It's true that Ripple is working with BlackRock and Vann, right? To be clear, BlackRock is not a random business company. The value of their assets is 10 trillion. Vann was one of the most active ETF players and was one of the first people to get into crypto. these aren't just small names trying things out, right? These are not test runs. You can be sure that Ripple is telling the truth. When they say that the XRP system will be used, this means that XRP itself is taking part. That's not just a guess, people. That is a fact. So for all those people who have been yelling, but will XRP actually get used? This is the truth. Yes. People who are making global tokenization rails don't plug in the ledger before they plug in the native asset. Think about where it is placed. The bridge is Ripple's. BlackRock gives out the trillions. Van Patch packs it up for the school. If you want to get money quickly, XRP is in the middle. That's more than just adoption. In other words, it means full integration into the global banking stack. You can read more about it on Ripple's page. Yesterday, the PR came out. We don't need to do it. I'm sure that every other YouTuber has already talked about it. But they haven't talked about this because we all saw the movie Smokemade where he broke it down. This is a Ripple Insights movie where they show you who they work with and describe them in detail. The BlackRock build fund is this. This is Benji. Then you can see RLUSD in the top left corner. JP Morgan is written in the bottom right corner. The interesting part that no one is talking about is this. Okay, Goldman Sachs, they showed their cards. BlackRock, Van, and Frankie Tempton will all be speaking at Swell. I also told you that Ripple would start coming out in the weeks before Swell, so you know why these people are going. All of those are now true. We know what's going on. Golden Bank, Citi, and JP Morgan are the wild cards, though. When we look at the guests for Ripple Swell, we can see that Citi, who is in charge of digital assets around the world, will be there. We also know that the head of digital assets at JP Morgan will be there. Goldman Sachs is the wild card, though. Keep an eye on that one. I think we'll find out what's going on with JP Morgan and Citi sometime in October, if I had to guess. It's just how Ripple does things and how they play. Keep an eye on Goldman Sachs, though, as they've been interested in tokenization for a long time.